Rule 1. Concentrate on what lies within your control. The Stoics placed significant importance on directing our attention toward matters we have influence over, while disregarding those beyond our control. Grasping this concept will render you more pragmatic, reducing the time squandered on unnecessary concerns. Once you internalize this principle, you'll sidestep many sources of frustration and undue suffering. It will enable you to discern where to channel your efforts to attain your self-defined objectives. An apt illustration of this is found in sports. You have command over how you perform, but you lack control over whether you win, the opponent's sportsmanship, or the crowd's support. When you come to this realization and shift your focus to your own performance rather than external factors, your odds of achieving a superior outcome are likely to increase. The same principle can be applied to every facet of your life. Rule 2. Master your mornings. One of the most noteworthy aspects of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is the inner dialogue he engages in at the start of Book 5. In this reflective discourse, he grapples with the desire to remain snug under his warm sheets while being fully aware of the pressing need to rise from bed. His predicament is relatable and yet remarkably admirable. You see, Marcus Aurelius wasn't compelled to leave his bed. There were no obligations binding him. Many emperors preceding him had chosen to delegate the affairs of governance and luxuriate in opulence. However, Marcus Aurelius made a conscious decision not to succumb to these temptations. He chose to rise early and tend to his duties because he understood that conquering the morning was the key to victory in both daily life and life at large. Though he may not have been acquainted with the adage, "The early bird catches the worm," he certainly grasped the concept that a well-commenced day paved the way for productivity. Personally, I adopt 3 actions to ensure a productive morning. Commence with journaling. Upon waking, I make it a habit to jot down the tasks awaiting me for the day. Additionally, I craft a brief reflection on the prior day, highlighting both my achievements and shortcomings. This practice helps me remain cognizant of areas where I need improvement. Journaling instills a sense of routine and self-awareness in my mornings, reminding me of what needs to be accomplished and how I must conduct myself. Engage in physical activity. When I say, engage in sports, I don't necessarily mean high-intensity workouts. Rather, I encourage physical movement. Whether it's a leisurely walk, a visit to the gym, or a jog, any activity that gets your body moving will invigorate you, sharpen your mind, and prepare you for the day ahead. Zero in on work. After completing the first 2 actions, I find myself primed and ready to focus on my current task. This trifecta of morning practices sets the stage for a productive day ahead. Rule 3. Approach success and failure equally. Marcus Aurelius offered an intriguing analogy to illustrate this concept. He likened all individuals to a rock that he would toss into the air. He would point out that the rock neither gains nor loses anything by ascending or descending, it remains fundamentally the same rock. Whether your day commences with a promotion or concludes with a layoff, your core identity remains unchanged. In fact, adverse situations in life often serve as valuable teachers, making them even more instructive than positive ones. Embrace gratitude for everything that unfolds in your life, regardless of whether it appears favorable or unfavorable. Why? Because, irrespective of the outcome, you remain fundamentally yourself, and there's potential for learning in every situation. Rule 4. Recognize that you experience a daily encounter with mortality. In Seneca's profound words, our great error lies in perceiving death as something looming in the distant future. In truth, a significant portion of our mortal existence has already elapsed, and the time that has slipped away belongs to the domain of death. It's effortless to view death as a distant event, an occurrence scheduled for some unspecified point in our lives. However, it remains an ever-present force, drawing nearer with each passing day, either steadily or swiftly, contingent upon our age and health. Seneca challenges the fallacy of this perspective, asserting that such a misunderstanding fosters detrimental habits and a suboptimal life. He instead invites us to recognize that death is an ongoing process occurring within us at this very moment. We effectively encounter death every day. As you read these words or engage with this video, time marches onward, and once a moment passes, it is forever claimed by death. So, what action should we take in the face of this undeniable truth? Seneca's answer is clear: live. Live to the fullest while you still can. Do not procrastinate, leave no endeavor unfinished, and make the most of the time while it remains within your grasp. Embrace the precious moments you have, for time is the essence of life, and it's our choice to utilize it wisely. Rule 5. Embrace your fate. Life doesn't always unfold precisely as we envision it, that's an inescapable reality. Seneca eloquently pointed out that fortune behaves capriciously. His own life was a testament to this, marked by health issues that interrupted his political career and multiple exiles at the whim of emperors. Most of what happened to Seneca was beyond his control, leaving only one aspect within his grasp: how he chose to interpret these events and what actions he decided to take in response. In essence, Seneca opted to view these challenges positively and extract value from them. Life presents us with an array of both favorable and unfavorable situations. What truly matters is how we opt to navigate these circumstances, whether we seek the silver lining in each event or allow ourselves to dwell perpetually in regret. Rule 6. Avoid unnecessary distress over imagined issues. During life's uncertain moments, our minds often conjure thoughts that lead to unnecessary suffering. This is a typical human reaction. However, upon closer reflection, we realize that many of the negative scenarios we envision never come to pass. In the words of Seneca, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality, highlighting that our apprehension often exceeds the actual harm we experience. To navigate these situations more effectively, it's beneficial to focus on the present and maintain composure. Chances are that the unfavorable outcomes we fear may never materialize in the end. How do you feel about these Stoic guidelines? Would you consider adding any more rules? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Personally, I strive to incorporate these rules into my life, although I acknowledge that consistent practice is not always straightforward. To prevent forgetfulness, I often jot down these guidelines somewhere visible. Stoicism is a challenging journey, much like life itself, and it demands a strong commitment to effort and discipline. However, I believe the benefits are well worth the investment. Stay stoic, stay strong.